Hello and welcome to our tutorial. I'm Terry Jones from Joy of Plants. In this video I'll show you how to add plant images and text from our library to your Shopify webshop. To use our library you need to have set up Shopify first. See the video Tutorial 12 Set up Shopify for JoP Library for more info. First we'll take a quick look at our demo webshop so you can see what the images and text from our library look like in Shopify webshops. Our demo is at the URL joyofplants.myshopify.com. You will need to use the password BEICOO, B-E-I-C-O-O, to view it. Our demo site uses the debut theme and the home page is set to show a number of plant collections. Click Webshop Pages to see all the collections we've set up. Click Climbing Plants to see a set of plants. All our images are square, so when you use them, your index page for a collection will look neat and tidy. The images will appear sized according to your webshop theme settings. Clicking on a plant, we see the product page. We see the large image and then to the right the plant description, both image and text supplied by Joy of Plants. You could also see a link to our plant finder, which we also installed on the demo site. The size of the plant image is set according to your theme settings. As I will show you later, the font and style settings can be changed to match your webshop in our admin site hub.joyofplants.com. As you will see, our images are not physically added to the Shopify media library, so you won't find them there. Similarly, our texts are not physically added to the product description. Instead, you will see special codes for our image and text in the product admin page. The benefits of this approach for images and text are that you don't have to individually add images and text to products, and we ensure that the correct image and text is used for each plant. I will now show you how to add images and text for plants. We will use the set of test plants that Joy of Plants supplies for this tutorial. I suggest that the first time you practice adding images and text in your webshop that you also use the test plants we supply. Then you won't be practicing using real products. You can easily delete the test plants after your practice session. After you've done your practice, you can export any plants that you already had in Shopify to add our images and text to them. After a couple of minutes practice, I'm sure you'll soon be confident in adding our images and text to your webshop. To add images and text, you will need Chrome as the browser on your PC, your Shopify admin URL and login details, Shopify set up to use the Joy of Plants image and text library, your hub.joyofplants.com login details, the username and password, and the test plants file from Joy of Plants. We will give you this when we set up your account. I've opened the test plants file in Excel so you can see what will be imported into Shopify. These are the minimum fields you need to add for plants. We've included the tag test. First you need to be logged into your Shopify admin page and also logged into hub.joyofplants.com using the manager login, not the staff login, as you will be changing preference settings the first time. In summary, the process will be like this. In Shopify admin, import plants from the test file that Joy of Plants supply using the Shopify product import option. Then use the export option to export the test plants as a CSV file. The reason why you need to import plants to Shopify, then export a CSV, is that our tool needs the info from Shopify for the handle, body HTML and tags fields in order to generate the correct content for you to upload for our images and texts. Then in hub.joyofplants.com, set preferences for the images and text you will add to your webshop. You'll only need to do this once, the first time you follow the process. Match the plant names in the exported list to those in our library and check the match is made. Then generate the to Shopify import file and download it. Then in Shopify admin, use the import option to import the to Shopify file. This adds the images and text to the product pages. check the test plants in the Shopify admin page and the live webshop. We'll now go to our browser and follow this process. In our browser, we have 3 tabs open: our Shopify admin page, hub.joyofplants.com, and our live webshop. First, we'll work in Shopify admin and import some test plants. Go to All Products. You will see all the products you currently have in the database. Click Import at the top right. Click Add File and find the file with the test plants supplied by Joy of Plants. The file is called JoP_Shopify_testplants.csv. Click Upload and Continue to upload the plants. Then just check that you've got the right fields and click Import. This might take a few moments. You can use the Sort button to make new plants appear at the top of the list. Click on the name of one of the test plants to open the admin page. See the description box. This is where the Joy of Plants codes for images and text will be stored after we import it. Click the arrow or back button to go back to the product list. Click the Tagged With drop-down and add the word Test to filter the list to show just our test plants. Select those plants. Click the Export option. Click on the Products Matching Your Search option so we export just the test plants. Leave CSV for Excel numbers selected. Click Export Products. This might take a few moments. Save the file in the same place as the test file we gave you, so you then keep all your training files in one place. Then we open the file in Excel. We need to find out which column the plant names are in. We note down column B and names start at row 2. Now we'll go to hub.joyofplants.com for the next stage of the process. We have logged in using our manager login. You can see the username you are logged in as under the logout option on the top menu. Click Settings on the top menu. Then Image and Text Library in the left-hand menu. We then see the Image and Text Library settings page. By the way, if you ever need it, you can download the user guide from here. In the website Online Shops section, you'll see all the settings for your webshop that Joy of Plants set up when we created your account. You can't change these settings. If you need to have them changed, please contact Joy of Plants. Scroll down and we'll check the Product Content to Add to Import File section. We'll come back to the other sections for preferences for the text later. The first setting for Add Link to Joy of Plants Plant Finder Pages to Text we will keep on. You select this setting if you also have a plant finder that you want to link to your webshop. The second setting for Add JoP No as a code is a special advanced setting we won't need. The next 2 sections of radio buttons control what you'll add for any plants where we don't have your variety in the library, but we do have a species or genus. The species only matches, we recommend you use our text for the species, but not our image. That's because the text for a species entry will give a good enough description of the plant, but the image may not be an accurate reflection of the plant. For genus only matches, we recommend you add nothing and use your own content. That's because plants within a genus can vary a huge amount in their attributes and in what they look like. Lastly, check the settings for what happens when Joy of Plants and the client have images. You can choose to only show your own images, only show Joy of Plants images, show both, or show the Joy of Plants images only when the client has just one image. Save changes. Now we will go to the Hub homepage. In the Hub homepage we have buttons for all our services. The available ones for you are blue. Click E-commerce Image and Text Library. The Image and Text Library page explains how we support Shopify and the steps to take to add images and texts. We've already completed the first step in Shopify. Click the link for Plant Name List Matcher. This opens a new tab in our browser for uploading our file with the plant names to be matched. Click Upload Plant List. Click Find File and find the export file. Then click Upload File. Choose the column that contains the plant names, column B, and the row where plant names start, in this case row 2. Choose whether to match to genus or species or not. For any plants that don't get a direct variety level match, we'll choose Yes. Click Match Plant List. It may take a few moments to do the match. Click Download File. Save the download file in the same folder as your export file. For downloads, we give you a zip file to compress the file. Right-click on the zip file and extract the matched plant list from the zip. Now we'll open the matched file to check the match is made. First, we'll adjust the column width so we can see the plant names. When we look at the results, we can see that all the test plants are matched to a Joy of Plants name and JoP PID number, so we don't need to do anything here. We'll use Save As to save the file with a different name so we know we've checked it. When you export your own plants from Shopify, our tool may not match some plants at all, and may find more than one match for other plants. But don't worry, there are techniques for handling these situations. Before you export your own plants, please watch our short video, Tutorial 5, Use Plant Name List Matcher to match plants to the JoP Library, for more details about how to check matched plant lists. Now we'll go back to our browser to upload the matched file and generate our toShopify file. Click Upload Matched Plant List. Click Find File and find our matched and checked file. Click Upload File. The column titles are in row 1 and PID codes start at row 2, so we can just click Next. It may take a few moments to generate the zip file that will contain our toShopify file. Click Download File and save the zip file in the same folder. Then find the file in File Manager. Extract the files from the imglib.zip file. We only need the CSV version of the file, but it's easier to extract all the files at the same time. If you plan to add our Plant Finder to your site as well, you should keep the 2 Plant Finder files, as you'll use those later to link the Plant Finder to your webshop pages. Now we'll go back to Shopify Admin to import our toShopify file. Importing the file toShopify.csv adds the images and text for the test plants. Click the Import button top right. Click Add File and find our toShopify.csv file. Click the checkbox to overwrite any current products that have the same handle. This will add all the Joy of Plants info without affecting the other data. Click Upload and Continue. The import may take a few moments. We can now see JoP img txt in the type column next to our test plants. Click on our first test plant to see the changes to the product admin page. We can see some text with the link to the plant finder, the message awaiting plant text, and the Joy of Plants logo in the description. Click the Show HTML button and you will see the special code for the image and text that has been added to the description. It's important that you don't edit this code. Scrolling down, we can see that JoP img.txt has been added to product type, and the tags list has been updated with Joy of Plants plant types. You can use these tags to create your plant collections. Now we'll go and look at our webshop to see the plant image and text in a real product page. We go to the tab with our webshop. Click on the magnifier button to search for a product and type Elwood's Gold to search for one of our test products. Open the plant. We see the large image. It has a discrete watermark for Joy of Plants. And we can see the Joy of Plants text as the description. There's the plant botanical name, common name, and all the details about the plant, including hardiness at the bottom, which says fully hardy. We'll now go back to hub.joyofplants.com and see how to change the content and appearance of the Joy of Plants text. You'll only need to do this the first time you do an import to customise the text to suit your webshop. Click Hub to go back to the home page. Click Settings, Image and Text Library. Scroll down to the Text Content and Style settings. Joy of Plants will have set the text content and style and custom typography settings for you when we set up your account, but it's useful for you to know how to change these things in case you update the style for your webshop. You might like to make note of the existing settings before changing them if you want to play around with them. The content is currently set to Online Text with Names. We'll change this to Online Text so you can see what this does. It removes the plant names from the Joy of Plants text. The text style is set to Classic Hardiness. We'll change this to RHS Hardiness so you can see what this does. It changes hardiness from a text description to temperatures. Now scroll down and click Save. Go back to our Shopify tab and click Refresh to see the results of the changes. You can make other changes to the text style and custom typography settings if you wish. We've now finished adding images and text for our test plants and learned how to change the text settings. You can follow exactly the same process to add images and text for other plant products in your Shopify webshop. Use the export option to export selected plants to a file, and away you go, as before. The e-commerce image and text library page in hub.joyofplants.com contains details of the process to follow to add images and text should you need a reminder of how to do it. After using the test plants to practice with, you can remove them from the Shopify product list by filtering on the tag called Test, selecting the products, and then using the More Actions Delete Products option to delete them. Before we finish, I'll cover some frequently asked questions. Can I use my own images and text as well as the Joy of Plants ones? Yes. Just add your images as normal to the product admin page in the media section. When you do this, the Joy of Plants image will appear with other images in the product gallery. Add your own text above the JoP Start code or below the JoP End code in the product description using the HTML editor. Can I add links to the plant finder to my webshop pages? Yes, you can do this if you also have a premium plant finder license. Contact Joy of Plants to add this to your account. See the video Tutorial 14 Add JoP Plant Finder to Shopify for more details. Can I use the images and text outside my webshop? Your license with Joy of Plants allows you to use the Joy of Plants images in your webshop via importing our library codes, not for any other purpose. See joyofplants.com for other services we offer. Can I add new plants and not show them in the webshop until after I've added images and texts? Yes, you can do this using the setting for Published. When importing multiple product details, add false to the Publish field in the import file to not display the products you're importing. This sets the product status field in the product admin page to draft. Set the tags field in the import file to include a tag for new. Then when you export plants to add images and texts, you can filter and export just those plants that are tagged with new. After adding the Joy of Plants images and texts, export the plants again, then update the Publish field to True and remove the new tag, then re-import the plants and they'll be shown. Here are some troubleshooting tips for issues you may experience. The Joy of Plants images aren't appearing for the plants. If this is the first time you're adding images and texts, have you updated the Shopify Liquid files? You need to do this or our images and text won't appear. If you have, in hub.joyofplants.com, check the Settings, Image and Text Library settings to make sure the webshop online shop URL is correct for your webshop. Contact support@joyofplants.com if you need more help. The Joy of Plants texts aren't appearing for the plants. In hub.joyofplants.com, check the Settings, Image and Text Library settings to make sure the text colour isn't set to white and that the line height is larger than the custom font size. Contact support@joyofplants.com if you need more help. The Joy of Plants images and/or texts aren't appearing for some of the plants. Check the problem plants in the matched file you uploaded to generate the to shopify.csv file. Were the plants only matched to a genus or species in the Joy of Plants library? If so, we may not have added images and text for those plants, and that's why they aren't appearing. In hub.joyofplants.com, go to Settings, Image and Text Library settings to check the content added for genus and species plants. Contact support@joyofplants.com if you need more help. You've reached the end of this video now. Thanks for watching. Watch the next tutorial in our series to find out how to add the plant finder to your webshop and link it to your product pages. Or subscribe to our YouTube channel for all our videos.